Hi, and welcome to week 6. So first, let me say congratulations on having your research project approved. May have seemed arduous or even tedious at times, but your research questions are the foundation that drive your lit review, your methodology, and all parts of your study. So the fact that we spent so much time back and forth getting those right will save you time throughout the process and keep you from having to double back and change those as you go. Obviously, if the literature points to some information that you want to consider, you can email me and we can adjust those as needed. But primarily consider those locked, unless you're the two people who we're still going back and forth on. Also, congratulations on completing the first 5 units. So you've taken a lot of information about the research process, demonstrated good understanding and through the study guides and quizzes, and which, by the way, seem to be going better for everyone, especially the multiple choice portions. So as you keep up your diligent efforts week by week, you'll continue to learn more about different facets of research, much of which will help you in your research project. Speaking of the research project, so now that you have your research questions completed, you should be finalizing your literature review on discussion board 2. That's this Sunday, followed by your research methods the following Sunday. For your lit review, I would definitely recommend reviewing the materials from that unit. Go back and I would watch the 2 YouTube videos. I would start there. I specifically linked those to discussion board 2, but I would go back and peruse your notes on the chapter. There's an example in there. There's also an example of literature review. It's important that you're not doing an annotated bibliography, that your literature review flows into one cohesive document, and that you follow the format on discussion board 2. That's one of the few things on the rubric that will cost you full credit, is not following the directions on discussion board 2. So move through the literature review with your research questions in mind. As I mentioned in the announcement, email me if you have questions about the process. This is not designed to be a gotcha moment or to be an assessment of what you learned. This is an exercise in applying and consolidating the information you learned about your literature review in a pseudo real-world research project scenario. So with that said, take your time, do your best work, and come Sunday evening, if it's not your best work, email me and we can talk about a day or 2 extension or some extra time. There's no sense in you sending me a very rough, extremely rough draft, and I'm going to point out errors and problem solve that with you, things that you can fix on your own or that you know aren't your best work. So take the time to make sure it's your best work, even if it takes a few more days. And then if it's done sooner, feel free to upload that and send that to me sooner. The sooner I get it, I will turn those around in the order I receive them. And then it's not worth being distracted about it now, but once you get through the literature review, which is a big portion of the work, you'll be doing discussion board 3, and that has to do with your methodology and research steps. That will be far simpler. I'll address that next week. But take one thing at it, take these in order, and know that you'll be in good shape next week. Overall, keep up the great work. Remember, you may be someone who had some reservations about taking a research course, doing a research project, or even waited till the end of your schedule and squeeze this in before graduation. But think of it, so you've completed 1/3 of the units, and you've crafted a research project that's worth pursuing. So be excited about that, be encouraged, and kind of double down on getting this literature review done, and the rest will flow nicely. Email me if you have questions or concerns. Thanks.